And I was happy just a second ago, and now I don't even know if this is gonna come out or whatever. Hi guys, today we're gonna be talking about masking. Oh, but not this type of masking. Oh, sorry, sprinkles. And that's the intro part. Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about masking. This video is going to be linked to my social intelligence series because masking is a fundamental part of social intelligence. There were other topics I wanted to upload first that were more about my personal experiences related to the most common aspects about autism. However, I decided to start with this topic first because it's been brought up a lot on social media. And I thought it would be a much more interesting topic to talk about, that I could bring a lot new perspectives to the table. There are many conflicting beliefs about it because it's tied up with the fact that society doesn't really accept autistic-like people. I think I've been through a very long, rough journey trying to figure out social intelligence, and I think it can bring a lot of very good points regarding this topic. I really hope to give people clarity, answer many questions and concerns. In this video, I am going to clarify the following confusions. Number one is that autistics believe that they cannot be themselves or act autistic because they will be criticized and rejected by society and therefore being forced to mask. And by masking, that means that they will be accepting the oppression. Or making neurotypicals believe that everyone must act like the norm and mask accordingly to every situation in order to be treated accordingly and not be rejected. In other words, everyone must act normal in order to be treated
like human beings.
Today I will explain why both of these arguments or beliefs are incorrect and how my concept of masking is completely different. Based on everything that I have read on social media, articles, Wikipedia, YouTube, etc., I believe I am very clear on the overall understanding of what is the meaning of masking to the general public. It seems that the term of masking is mainly used in reference to autistics or Aspergers, whatever term everyone prefers, as a type of metaphorical mask that is created as a form to hide the autistic self. In other words, we create this persona that resembles, mimics, or copies our neurotypical peers. It also seems that the term is very new and it's almost exclusively used when talking about an autistic person trying to act normal. So to elaborate a little more on that, some very common examples would be like making extra effort in making eye contact, or holding back on thoughts to avoid making wrongful or imprudent comments, or like making certain face expressions. For example, like making an expression that we are understanding when somebody's explaining something to us, even we're not understanding anything at all.
No one ever does that. Not realistic.
So realistic what? What did the face say?
It's you. No one does that. No one does that. Is that the last one? No one does that. Okay, I don't know how to mask. Okay.
Or trying really hard to not make a scene when someone pisses you off, and hold back on your natural way of expressing yourself and do it in a much calmer with little to no expression whatsoever. Instead, my favorite type of masking. 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 My favorite type of masking.
One eternity later.
Well, it's pretty much a form of acting that is used in social situations for the purpose of social understanding, even when we're not understanding anything at all. Okay, everyone good? Everyone clear on what is masking? Any questions? Paco? Yo, we got questions, Paco. How about we let some others ask first, alright? Anybody else? No one? No questions? Alright, bring it on, Paco. What is it? Okay. Paco, I was just about to say that next. Paco brings really good points out. It's funny. Funny, Paco.
You're so dumb.
So you felt the pressure, huh, Paco?
No.
If you follow my drill. No, not this drill. Okay.
No, Francesca, are you serious? You don't need to get a drill just for you to go. No.
So Paco brought up a really good point, guys. Don't we all do that already? Isn't this like a huge part of the unwritten, unofficial social rules of social norms? So in other words, masking is not exclusively of autistics. It's actually more of a neurotypical thing than it is an autistic thing. If you follow my drill. If you follow my drill. I don't have a drill. We actually get taught to mask at a very young age, as a matter of fact. The difference here is that many autistics don't put much of an effort in masking, or at all. Neurotypicals mask a lot. They mask all the time, as a matter of fact, which brings very interesting points to clarify and arguments. Is masking good or is it bad? Short answer, masking is good. And it's something that can be very helpful if you learn how to do it properly. Learning how to mask is like learning how to drive or learning how to speak another language. Do you need it? No. But if you learn it, it can be very helpful. And if you practice it enough, it becomes second nature. So, is it like being a fake or a hypocrite? That is a very good point that I would always think. Actually, it was my perspective that the majority of people, especially those in the upper class society, were nothing but a bunch of huge fake baloney hypocrites. And don't get me wrong, many of them totally are. However, there is a difference between being a hypocrite and a diplomat. One is pretty much pretending to be someone that you're not, and the other one, or that you're not, or saying things that you don't honestly think or believe. And being a diplomat is someone that is having like a version of yourself that will speak and act in a certain way, more accordingly to a situation, without necessarily having to lie, but instead omitting conflicting opinions and elaborating in a more appropriate manner. Okay, so definition of hypocrite. A person who feigns, fabricates / pretends so desirable or publicly approved attitude, especially one whose private life, opinions, or statements belie his or her public statements. Definition of diplomacy: skill, tact, or cunning in dealing or managing negotiations, handling people, etc., so that there is little to no ill will or conflict. I heard somewhere before, or someone said that being a hypocrite was used, it's actually a survival mechanism that was used to survive in social situations. But I actually don't believe that statement to be true at all. Actually, it's been brought up to my attention several times in my life that people are not exactly sure what being a hypocrite is, and they confuse it with like similar behaviors like being diplomatic or being cynical, among other things. It's honestly very important to know and understand the difference. I've actually heard friends of mine giving me the following examples as their definition of hypocrisy. For example, a person telling another person not to smoke when they are in fact smokers. That doesn't make them a hypocrite. This is a huge fallacy because a person that has behaviors that contradict your thoughts doesn't make them hypocrites. One can truly believe that smoking is bad while still engaging in the activity for many different reasons. One can be aware that such behavior is harmful and still advise against it based on experience and good conscience, despite themselves not following their own advice. A hypocrite, on the other hand, would be a person that would claim not to be a smoker and would either judge others for it or simply hide it from the public when being an actual smoker themselves in private. Or a person that pretends to like another person but actually speak very negatively of that person behind their backs. That's a hypocrite. So there are many different scenarios of hypocrisy examples. However, the one thing they all have in common, besides being contradicting, is that they all involve some form of lying. A person can have contradicting actions about a subject as long as they are honest and open about it. That doesn't make them a hypocrite. Diplomacy, on the other hand, shouldn't involve lying, although a white lie may be necessary in certain situations.
Yeah, sometimes you have to lie, dude. Like, do I look fat? And like, is there anything else I can say besides yes or no? That's a very nice dress.
Now I was saying to you, like, yeah, that dress is cute.
This is
Like, do I
cute.
look fat? That dress looks so good.
That looks so cute. Good. Yeah, sometimes you just can't get out of
I
line.
just say, like, stop it, no.
Huh?
You just, no matter if they're fat, you still say no.
Yeah.
That's why I don't trust my friends anymore.
Yeah, but of course not. Yeah,
Am I fat? No, you're skinny.
Dude, you're talking about you're so skinny.
You're so skinny. Like,
You're so skinny.
And I look at them like, you are BS. Like, that's such BS.
You are BS. That's why I like that. Like, I didn't have a lot of friends for some reason, but the friends I did have, they'll be like, I'm gonna ask Francesca. Francesca, you're gonna tell me the truth.
Yeah, they ask me too.
You're gonna tell me the truth, Francesca. I know you're never lying. Like, how do I look? I'm like, I'm like, let me tell you. I would love telling people, like, I love being frank, but it gets to a point which is like, that's not gonna open a lot of doors for you.
I only give the honest truth unless the person actually asks me, like, Sophia, do you need the honest?
I know, I've been all like,
Okay.
you don't look fat, honestly. That when they've been all like, I don't look fat. It's like they're about to go to their freaking graduation. Do I look fat? And it's like, what? You want me to tell you look fat so you can be like, feel bad in your target? You're not gonna lose weight in a day, so don't fucking ask me that. And yeah, don't. Why you gotta ask people like, dude, you know how you look? But me, I do ask when I'm like, do I look fat in this outfit? Because I always want to change.
One eternity later.
Oh, thank you, Grandma. This looks so good and delicious. But you know what? I'm like, oh my god, I'm like dying to eat this. Like dying. But I'm like in a super strict diet where I cannot eat any vegetables. It's just, I know, it's crazy. Like, it's just like, I can eat everything I want but vegetables, and I just, I'm so sorry. I really want to eat. I'm so sorry. And you put so much effort into it. Thank you, Grandma. This is really good, Grandma.
However, it can involve omitting. Omitting can be considered a form of lying in some intimate relationships. However, among strangers, the art of filtering one's thoughts is the best shield and tactic one can have. Most of us in the spectrum and even some neurotypicals don't fully understand or grasp the importance and benefits of such skill. Not letting people know what's going on inside your mind is the best shield and social tool you can have. It's used in wars, it's used to negotiate with other countries, among many other crucial things. So think about how powerful it is. People are complicated as hell. They are unpredictable and one can never be sure how others are going to react. Therefore, they can still and will use everything you say against you. People can literally grab your words, your most honest, intimate thoughts, twist them, and change completely the context or connotation of them, and use it just to hurt you or make it seem like you're trying to hurt someone else, and even slander you among your peers for something that was taken completely out of context. And we wouldn't like that, right? If you catch someone that got up on the wrong side of the bed, they will totally take your comments negatively, even when they were not said without intention. That's why the phrase from Thumper, from Bambi's Disney cartoon, resonates so much with me time and time again. If you have nothing nice to say, say nothing at all. That is such a simple rule to follow that carries so much wisdom in it. I am planning on making a series of videos regarding social intelligence and elaborating more on all the different types of masking actually, and how diplomacy is applied in different but common social situations. I will be using a couple of reality shows that I believe will provide us with the perfect social situations and examples. It will take me a couple of months to get them up and running, unfortunately, but if you guys support and share, this will help me create faster content. So that said, masking does not implicate being fake. It might appear like that to those not being used to the behavior or the concept of it, but learning different behavioral models for different situations. It's like learning how to speak another language or how to play a sport, etc. It's mainly part of evolving as a person.
Jumpy. So stupid.
Stop. I'm gonna put that
Be out of my chompy.
I'm gonna put that in the bloopers.